All right, David Mackay here for Channel Crow, and we're going to have a quick chat to a few of your favourite Crows players, learn a bit more about them, and also talk about Tommy Lynch's 10 goals on the weekend against GWS. All right, well, we're here with young Crow Rory Laird, who's just come in, started playing a couple of weeks ago, mate, and you've looked really good. We're talking about Tommy Lynch today, obviously kicking 10 goals last week. We just want to know what's your best performance you've ever had on the field, including junior footy.
I reckon back in year 9, I reckon I slotted 13.
Wow. Playing what position were you playing there, mate?
Full forward, mate.
One out in the goal square, isolation. Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, we've seen some footage this week of Lynchy in the press conference with Sando after the game, and he actually did not crack one smile for the whole press conference. What's he actually been like around the club this week?
Oh, he's been pretty bubbly. All the guys are sort of getting around him and sort of stirring him up and all that. But no, he's taken it pretty well. Obviously, copped a bit of attention from it. So no, he's been pretty funny about it.
We know it's obviously been reported he got a text message from the great Tony Modra also. Who's the most famous person that's ever texted you?
I'd have to say probably Sando. When he drafted me, I don't reckon I've had too many people text me that are famous, but yeah, I reckon it'd be Sando or a couple of guys that were here when I got drafted, like Dangerfield and all that. So
yeah. We obviously know a few of our staff got delayed heading up to Sydney on the weekend. Their plane got turned around and they had to go back to Melbourne and then come back to Sydney, so they were a bit late for the game. I just want to know, when have you been really late for something, and why was that the case?
I reckon I was late for school a couple of times. Yeah, I reckon.
Late or didn't show up?
No, late, mate.
All right, after that riveting performance from Rory Laird, we're here with Matty Wright. Matty, obviously talking about Lynchy, obviously kicking 10 last week. Pretty great effort from himself. What's the best performance you ever had in a game, including junior footy?
I was going to go with goals. I kicked 9 in a under-13s game, but Lairdy's knocked me off by a few, so I'll go with disposals. I had 56 in an under-17s game once, which we lost by 10 goals, but individually it wasn't too bad.
How many, you have a few tackles in that game also? Or?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Had a few, mate.
Righto. We'll talk about Lynchy's press conference, where after the game he did not crack one smile at any stage. What's he actually been like around the club this week? Has he been up and about, as everyone would predict?
Well, he's naturally pretty up and about, but he's got the media world pretty fooled at the minute. He has been very arrogant towards me, and I dare say a few of the other players would say that, but externally he's played his cards very well.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. We know he got a text message from Tony Modra after the game congratulating him. Who's the most famous person that's ever texted you?
I think I'm going to have to go with the coach again. He called me before I played my first game under him, and I actually didn't have his number, so I answered with hello, Matthew speaking, and he wasn't rapt that I didn't have his number, but we got there.
Stuff, all right. Heading up to the game on the weekend, a few of our staff, our runner Matty Bode got held up in the plane. They had to turn around and land in Melbourne and then come back up to Sydney, so they missed the start of the game. When have you been late to something, and why was that the case?
Last year, Hendo and I, my housemate, we were late for the club photo that we do with Toyota, so the staff and the players, everyone's there, and we rocked up as everyone was coming back down to the change room, so...
I remember that very well.
Yeah, Hendo stitched me there. I thought we had something on, but he assured me we didn't, so he's probably to blame.
It sounds like Ricky not turning up on time. Beautiful, mate. Thanks for your time, mate, and you can leave now and get home and enjoy the night.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined here by the great Bernard Vince to have a quick chat. We're just talking about Lynchy and obviously kicking 10 last week, and we just want to know what your best performance in a game has ever been, including junior footy or club footy.
I kicked 25 one day in the backyard, but I was playing by myself. In a game, I think I kicked 7 in junior Colts for CMS Crows, but not really a high goal kicker. I'm not. No.
Possessions?
Oh, jeez, I lost count about 60 one day.
Tackles?
I got 2 one day. That's the highest I've ever had. It's all about a tackle.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, we saw the press conference this week after the game with Lynchy and Sando that he did not crack one smile throughout the press conference. We just want to know, how has he been throughout the week? Has he been up and about, or has he just tried to fly under the radar?
I reckon he's been a lot different this week, Lynchy. He's been a lot quieter. Normally he's up and about, as you said, smiling and getting stuck into everyone, but he's been a lot different. I don't know, he's a little bit embarrassed about kicking 10. He seems a bit embarrassed. I don't know why. Maybe because it's against GWS and he's a bit worried about what he's going to do this week. But it was great to see him kick 10, obviously. But yeah, I've only been a little bit quieter.
Yeah, I would say that too, but deep down he loves it, I think. We know we got a text message from Tony Modger after the game, and we just want to know, who's the most famous person that you've ever received a text from? This is going to be very interesting.
Women or men?
Either, mate, either.
Men. No, I'll have to go with bloke to get it clean. Actually, Michael Clark inboxed me on Twitter. Yeah, congratulating me on one of the wins. I think it was the final after Fremantle. So
I think you got the other boys covered. Most of them said Sando.
Who's that? Son?
All right. We've obviously on the game on the weekend up in Sydney, we had a few staff get there late due to interruptions with their plane being able to land.
Less
had
the better.
Guys like Matty Bode, our runner, didn't get up there till about quarter time. When have you been late to something, and what was the reason for that?
I'm rarely on time, mate. I'm only on time for things that matter. But it might take a while to tell this story. You got a bit of time there? Got the camera rolling? I was emergency for the Crows one time, and we were playing in. I think this might have been my first year. We were playing the Gold Coast against Richmond, and the Eagles had a game on the Sunday the next day, so I had to get up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Drove in the bus with Vinny from the Gold Coast down to Brisbane. Flew from Brisbane to Adelaide. I had to go from the airport, go and get my gear, and then play for the Eagles. And I got there. The guys had already done the outside warm-up. They were just coming in as I went in to get strapped. So basically just went straight out there and played. So I got there pretty late. But I had a good reason for being late.
How'd you go? Did you play pretty well?
Got 3 votes in the McGarry that day, mate.